They are worthless piece of crap.
Hey, don't you talk about my brothers like that?
You think...
Oh, you didn't know that, did you?
Fuel thinks he is a paper champion. He's a wannabe champion. Oh, I am the best champion ever.
No. See, you got that screwed up too. Hold on. A paper champion means you would only be a champion on paper. Fuel has held belts and carried those belts. Unlike you, maybe he did, but unlike you, he has carried belts and held them, and not just carried them back to the locker room for someone else.
Just not a girl. I said she because Fuel is a she with his long hair. He lost the title to Princess Brittany, one of the best wrestlers in WWE.
So you're telling me that you would wrestle a female and actually put everything you had into it to beat that woman? Be careful how you answer that, because then
Fuel tried to, and Fuel lost.
Fuel didn't try to do nothing. Did it
Fuel
try
lost
to, he would
the
have.
title fair and square. He got beat by a girl.
Big deal.
So what?
What'd they do? Put a wig on you?
But anyways, Cage, let's get back to us, since they don't matter. And, of course, I'm better than them, and you are...
Why don't you're better than us, you and Cage go get a bottle and hide out in the corner. Y'all probably like that. Just let's do a real show here.
Cage,
not listen to you all night.
How are you, Cage?
Okay, Cage, you said you wanted to start this controversial conversation. Well, let's talk wrestling here, guys, okay? Who wants to start in this conversation?
What controversy? All we heard is someone trying to get us
controversy from last night's show that when no one was safe, not even for the Outlaw Brian Black was safe on last night's show.
Ooh, what happened?
What happened, Cage?
Missed it.
Explain it to him, Cage. You're the one talking here, so tell him what went on, bro.
I can tell you this much. Everything was asked to the Outlaw Charlie Colt. We took the show plumb to the max. All the way out, 45 minutes worth of show.
Yeah, man, and I'm kind of mad because you cut me off at the end, man. I had a whole lot more to tell, but you cut me off, and so, it's going to be hard for you to get another shoot interview from me. You had to beg me for this one.
Hey, Charlie, don't feel bad about getting cut off. That's all he knows how to do since his wife does it to him all the time. He really did that to you last night? That ain't right.
I'll tell you what, man. I did answer some controversial questions that he just had to ask, and, the thing about it is there's going to be a lot of heat come off of this, but, I don't really care. You either love me or hate me, whether it's legit or whether it's a work. So, I really don't care. He asked me a lot of questions, and I told the truth, and that's the only way I know how to answer things, He even asked me about the Outlaw Brian Black. I gave him my true feeling about the Outlaw Brian Black. So, if you want to hear more, go listen to it. It's going to be up on YouTube. And to clarify what he was trying to say earlier, because, Cage, he's long and drawn out. He can't hardly put all his thoughts together. When it goes on YouTube, the people like me that don't have internet service through a computer on a telephone could go to YouTube and listen to the radio shows. And so everybody will have a chance to hear this one.
That makes more sense than what Cage and Justin Do Nothing, I Want to Be Dynamic had to say a while ago.
Well, I'm going to tell you this much. Coming up in the near future, I do know I have got the Outlaw Brian Black lined up. I have got none other than you, Terry Pantera, lined up for the same show.
Yeah, and I'm going to let you know right off, Cage, if that check you send me for that interview bounces, I'm coming out there and I'm going to kick your tail, cuz.
Ha, ha, ha. Well, you want to know something? Cage is always doing his math and doing his research, and he found out something. He found out that the Outlaw Charlie Colt has bought 500 acres in the state of Arkansas.
Well, thanks, Case, man. You know, you just let everything all out right there. I was saving that for a later date, but yeah, that is true. And so, you know, guys, you got to keep up on your toes because you never know when the outlaw's coming out to visit.
Charlie Cole's moving to Arkansas and Cage.
Hold on. Let's talk about this. This is not going to change the subject, Granny. This is going to get back on wrestling. This little blah blah story, and I'm going to go check that station out. And just beware, you know, loading that gun up against the outlaw because everybody knows you get me kicked, you're going to get your butt. But that being said, Granny, I did some research, and, you know, and I'm sadly, you know, that I've slept a lot and forgot a lot more than I know. Terry, do you know your stepdad? I watched wrestling as a kid in Portland, Oregon. He is out of Portland, Oregon. Right. He is most certainly one of the founders of Portland, Oregon Sports Arena. He is one of the guys that helped put it together. Did you have any idea of that? I have not been able to talk to you, but seeing that last show, we got to talk to somebody down there in my neck of the woods, and man, we had a great conversation, didn't we, Granny? I mean, we did. He brought back some of the past with me, and you know, from Billy Jack Haynes, Skandar, you know, listen to the show, you can hear it. How come you never reminded me or mentioned that?
I don't live under his shadow. I'm Terry Pantera, not Terry Sawyer. Sorry, guys. So what he did in his past and with his career has no direct reflection on what I do or am going to do in mine. I don't want to be the one that's running around like the Harts with, oh, this is the Hart brother, oh, this is the Hart son. No. Terry Pantera stands alone and on his own. So I just dwell on that a lot, you know.
Well, I just wanted your personal opinion on it, you know, because I can relate with you a lot more if this was reminded to me. You know,
if it was reminded to you.
Yeah, well, I forgot a lot more, you know. It ain't like I wasn't there. I can describe the place to a T. I can tell you how to get there.
Right.
I still to this day. But
I was in Texas at that time also, so I mean, for it to be, you know, for it to be that close to home, it really, you know, when we were checking it up, I was like, crap, man, how come you ain't said nothing about it? I thought he was my friend. I'm sorry, I'll get your biography written and get it all to you next week on both of us.
All right, Danny, go back to your thing. I just had to clear that up because I don't get to talk to Terry as often. He is the tag team champion, one half of it. But, you know, he does his thing on the road.
Did I hear that Justin Dynamic and Mr. Stumpy Storm were the tag champions there at the other place?
Yes, you did, Terry.
Wow, Storm's dipping into the bottom of the barrel to get a partner, ain't he?
Well, we have about 6 minutes left in our live show, gentlemen, and I just have a question for Charlie Colt. You know, Charlie, you know, Cage was asking you questions about the outlaw Brian Black. Well, did he ask any questions about me?
Actually,
no.
Granny.
Probably not, because Cage doesn't like me, but that's okay.
He didn't go there. You know, I mean, you can listen to the show later. You know, really what I said about Brian Black really was he was one of the hardest fighting men I ever got in the ring with, and I respect the hell out of him, you know. But other than that, no, he didn't ask me about you, Granny. But you know what? If he had, I told him you was the sweetest woman I ever met in my life. Well, you know, besides my old lady, you know.
Well, that's very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. So that's how I was wondering. I was wondering if Cage had any obnoxious things to say about me or not.
Well, hold on, Danny. That's not what Cage is telling me. Cage is emailing me, telling me that I got to listen to the show, that you back-talked the crap out of me. And I figured we were friends.
Well, Granny, I'm going to tell you this much. You're going to have to put it to this. Cage was even nice on last night's show. You can ask the outlaw Charlie Colt.
Wow,
oh, really?
That's a first, Cage. That's a first.
Hey, Cage, I'm up on the show in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, maybe sooner, maybe later.
Cool.
Who knows?
Here's what I want to do, and I know you're going to ask me questions, but I want you to dig into your little bucket, and I want you to find that Handy Randy name, and let's just go ahead and put all that shit to rest while we're there, too. No matter what question you ask, let's go ahead and bury that man right then and there and put all this rumors and bull crap aside and just put it all out on the table for all of Arkansas and the rest of the United States to see. Can you do that?
Okay, doke. I can make sure I do that just for you, Terry.
Well, I figured, Cage is going ahead with this new radio show. He's getting shoot interviews with some of the greatest talent. If it wasn't for that, his career was going straight down the toilet as it was, so he had to do something to bring it back up,
Hey, that's cool. He's right. And who's his first three? Me, you, and Brian? You're right.
I think it's so.
Well, I have also finally confirmed that I do have yet a fourth person coming on, and that would be none other than a guy that Charlie Colt knows very well, and none other than Chris Vaughn.
I'm going to tell you, that's going to be an entertaining show. I'm going to tell you, the three that I'm really going to listen to is Brian Black's, Terry Panteras, and his. So, after that, man, just keep running with it, man. But these guys got some interesting stories to tell, and I'm pretty sure you'll ask them the hard questions about, I know one for Brian Black is about a controversial promoter y'all got in your area, but still, I'm going to listen to Terry Panteras, I'm going to listen to Brian Black's, man, because, I want to listen more about their careers and everything.
Okie dokie. Well, Granny,
I appreciate it.
Like I said, we will be going live on YouTube starting tomorrow. This show will be up. So come Wednesday night, fans, I will let you know that page to look it up at. But I will tell you this much, fans. You can look up on our Facebook page, the New Age Wrestling Radio Facebook page, and you will have a link to every show from this day forward that will be put on it.
And viewer discretion advised, this show is not really family friendly, so.
That is very true. Last night's show was not family friendly, and I can almost guarantee you with Brian Black, and I know for a fact it will not be with Terry Pantera nor Chris Vaughn.
That's why they call it what they call it, the sick and twisted world of wrestling fans. You never know what you're going to hear on that program.
Well, Granny, the new slogan.
Unlike Cage, Granny, I will keep it professional. I will only say facts and not opinions, because opinions really don't count in this world anymore. I will place the facts, and they are going to be hard facts.
Well, Granny, the new slogan to that show is Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling, where no one is safe.
Wow. That sounds like a really tough act to follow there.
Well, he's going to try real hard since he's losing out to people. I don't know who Cage is going to get since we took away Dustin Anderson. So he's just trying really hard to be
Let me tell you, Brian Black, you need to get your facts straight. I fired Dustin Anderson.
Well, Cage, let me ask you a question, man, and this has been a rumor that I've been hearing. I've been getting emails and everything. Is it not true that since you cannot get a professional to work with you, you're actually scoping out the back